going on YouTube? This is BXBomber718 back at you with another video unboxing, and today I have the Maingear Vector Pro 2. Yes, so this unassuming laptop I stumbled across at Micro Center. Interesting enough, I had the first gen version last year and I had it for a couple of weeks and I returned it, mainly because I didn't like the keyboard, but overall it was a great laptop. Now today I decided, upon stumbling upon it again and seeing that there's a second gen, and I was thinking about a week or so ago, I said, hey, let me go ahead and purchase it, give it another shot, see if I like it. If so, keep it. Otherwise, I'll just have it here for review for you guys who are interested. So I'm gonna go ahead and read off the specs so you guys can kind of see, what I'm talking about in regards to unassuming and being able to be like a diamond in the rough. But first and foremost, I purchased this from Micro Center for $1,899.99. Okay, and I got this physically at the Micro Center store. Okay, so let's go ahead and run down the specs. Right, this is the Maingear Vector Pro 2. It's the second gen 17-inch model version. It's the MG-VCP2-17A3070T. Okay, this has a 17.3-inch Quad HD 2560 by 1440 LED backlit LCD display. It has a refresh rate of 240 Hertz. It has the AMD Ryzen 9 6900HX processor. It has 32 gigabytes of DDR5, 4800 megahertz SODIMM RAM, and has 2 slots that it's installed in. It has the Nvidia GeForce RTX 3070 Ti, 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 VRAM. It has a 1 terabyte NVMe M.2 Gen 4 SSD. It has Windows 11 Pro pre-installed, an Intel Wi-Fi 6 AX200 Wi-Fi card, a 4-zone RGB keyboard, a 6-cell battery, which is 7,900 mAh, which translates to 91.24 watts an hour. Phenomenal. 230 watt AC adapter. It has a full HD infrared webcam with Windows Hello support. HDMI 2.1 out, a 2.5 gigabit per second RJ45 Ethernet port, and a micro SD card reader. So when I say this thing checks almost every box that I'm looking for this mobile workstation, and on top of it, it is thin and light. This laptop comes in about 5 pounds. 5 pounds, and I believe it's 0.70 something inches in height. But there's not a lot of information on a specific laptop. When you go to Maingear's website, they don't even have the specs or even the model or even the product listed, right, for this version 2 or Gen 2, which is very perplexing. So I had to really get the specs off the box itself, which I just read for y'all, and or go to Micro Center's website and pull the specs off of there. Okay, all right, so without further ado, let's get into the unboxing. All right, and as you see, this is a very simple brown box. Has the Maingear logo here. It says Vector Pro here at the top. On the right side is the specs that I read off for you, but there's also SKU information, serial information, so I'm not going to show you that side. On the top, as you can see, there's nothing but tape. All right. On the left side, there's nothing but the Maingear logo, and it says Vector Pro. Okay. On the back, again, plain brown box, Maingear Vector Pro, and the battery warning, right? And on the bottom, nothing, just tape. All right, so very simple box. Again, they did not go all out on the packaging, as you can see, obviously, but that's cool. All right, so let's go ahead and unbox it. All right, so that's the outer carton. Inside, should actually be unboxed this way. You'll see this white and red box that says Vector Pro, and there's 2 hard styrofoam protectors here keeping it secured in place. Let's take that out. Right. So with that box aside, the outer carton, this inner box looks very, very nice. Here's the logo. Okay. And it has some luminance to it. On this side, the top, it says Vector Pro. All right, on the sides, pretty standard, straightforward. Bottom, Vector Pro. Now on the back, there is some information. I'm going to cover it up. And here's the specs. You could pause it, take a look for yourself. And it has the image of the laptop there. And it has the AMD Ryzen 6000 Series 9 case badge at the bottom. All right, so let's go ahead and open it up. Now, there's nothing keeping this secured from the top to bottom. The styrofoam that was in there was keeping it secure, but once you remove the styrofoam, there's nothing keeping this. There's no tape, no seal, nothing like that. All right, so let's lift it up. All right, and there's some soft styrofoam right here. All right, and here is the laptop. Let's pull that out. Feels very light for a 17-inch device. Here's some more styrofoam. Inside is like a memory foam. Nice little padding that it has here. All right, and it has a 230-watt power brick. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. And it's interesting that they have it labeled already. And it's a Chicone branded 230-watt power brick. All right, much lighter than my MSI GE76 Tiamat Dragon Edition. Much lighter than the Lenovo Legion 5 that I got last year, which was a 300-watt power brick. So it's not too bad. It has some heft to it, but it's not bad. All right, here's the power cord. Here's documentation. All right, so you get a Maingear sticker, or stickers, plural. Some Maingear stickers. Okay. There is a welcome to Maingear family. Congratulations on your new Maingear Vector Pro notebook. We appreciate you choosing us for your new gaming hardware. When I founded Maingear in 2002, my goal was to take my passion for gaming and build the world's best gaming products. This Maingear notebook brings 20 years of our enthusiast design expertise to redefine your gaming experience. And our goal is to provide the performance and support you need to be next. Thank you for making Maingear the center of your gaming experience, right? It's from Wallace Santos, the CEO of Maingear. I said manager. All right, and this is pretty much a quick start guide. All right. This over here shows you all the ports. So let's go ahead and look at this for the ports. So for the ports, we have a micro SD card reader, 3.1 Gen 2 port, boo, but it is what it is, 3.1 Gen 1 ports, mic in jack, audio out jack, an RGB light bar on the front, network jack, HDMI 2.1, USB 3.1 Gen 2, power connector, etc. So we'll take a look at that when we open up the device. And then there is a owner's manual for the second gen 17-inch models. Okay. Let's see. This is what we have inside. Notice and support preface, regulations, information, safety instructions, conventions for this manual, release history, getting to know the basics, product specification, preparing your notebook, product overview, AC adapter, knowing the keyboard, knowing the users, using the touchpad. So what I'm interested is on page 13, which is product specifications. All right. Here we have dimensions and height. Okay, 15.51 inches by 10.27 inches by 0.78 inches, which is the height. And it's 5.07 pounds, all right? So then it goes into the CPU supports, GPU supports, GDR, RAM, which is DR5. It goes into the I/O ports right here. Audio codecs, the Realtek ALC 274CG. And it has a Realtek ALC 1306-CGT amplifier. Has 2 speakers. All right. It just says for the display, 17.3 inch QHD at 240 hertz. It doesn't tell me the color garment. I don't know the DCI-P3, sRGB. I don't know any of that yet, but do some testing. I could find it. Okay. Storage, power adapter, battery. All right. Now here it says the battery is a 8200 mAh, 93.48 watt an hour, which is different from what I read from you from off the box. So I'd have to run HW monitor to get those information for you and see if there's any wear level on the battery. But that's about it. This is pretty nifty. I like this. Let's put this up and get to the device. So far, so good, Maingear. Okay, and this is supposed to be based off of the Fang book, which is a generic laptop that, you know, third-party companies get, and they put their branding on it and everything like that. So I do know the history behind that. All right, so we're gonna put this up. Put this here. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's move this out the way. Oh, and I also got the Maingear Assist Esports Cloth mouse pad. This is the stealth version to go along with it. And then I also have the Logitech G703 Lightspeed wireless gaming mouse to go with it as well. Okay, let's get to the main event. All right, so it's in this cloth right here. Let's take it out. All right, and here she is in all her glory. And it has this plastic lid protector on it. It feels very hefty. It feels like it's metal. It doesn't tell me anything about the chassis, so I'm not sure if it's a hard plastic. I think the lid might be metal, and the bottom definitely feels like plastic. So it feels like a composite or hybrid. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and take a look at the ports. See what we're working with. Right on the right side, we have 2 USB Type A ports and a micro SD card slot. And we got a vent right here. On the front, this little cutout right here is the light bar. This right here allows you to put your finger in. This indentation allows you to put your finger in and lift it up. We're gonna do a 1-finger lift test. On this side, we have another vent, a Kensington lock, a USB Type A port, a microphone, and a headset jack, okay? On the back, we have a power port, a LAN port, HDMI 2.1 port, and a USB Type-C port, and 2 flanking vents, and another vent right here, okay? Now on the bottom, this is all of the venting on the bottom, which I like. Looks very nice. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 huge wide rubber feet, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 screws to unscrew in order to get to the internals inside. All right, and I'm covering up all the sensitive information. All right. Okay. So let's set this down. Nice rubber feet. I really like the rubber feet on this. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the 1 finger lift. Okay, so you can lift it with 1 finger. Awesome. All right, let's move it forward. All right, so you can see. There we go. All right, this wide 2K 17.3-inch screen is Maingear right at the top. Has a 1080p Full HD webcam with infrared, so it supports Windows Hello. Here is the keyboard. Now, as you can see, let me zoom in. It has a nice wide trackpad, which I really like. It has ample enough palm rest on the sides. It has an AMD Ryzen 6000 or Ryzen 9 6000 sticker up there. On this side, there's some advertisements. It says as an Nvidia GeForce RTX 3070 Ti GPU, a 240 Hz QHD 17.3-inch display. It has an 802.11ax connection, Intel Wi-Fi 6, Maingear Node Redline, which is to maximize your experience, a 4-zone RGB keyboard, and an infrared HD webcam for Windows Hello support. I do like how slim this is. The bezel is thin. So we're going to go ahead and plug it in and see if we can get a first boot. All right, the device is plugged in. And over here, there's a blinking light to indicate that it is receiving charge. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the keyboard before I power it on. Okay, here's the keyboard. Now the keys feel very shallow. The keycaps feel good, but the key travel has very low depth. It's very shallow. The keycaps are pretty wide, which is very generous. It does have a numpad, which I do appreciate. Here's your arrow keys right here. Everything seems to be in the right place, which is good. Yeah, but coming from the Legion line of products and even the Cherry MX keyboard that we get on the Alienware and even the GT77, I mean, this is definitely doesn't match it. However, it's not as bad as the Razer Blade 15 and 17 line of laptops. Those keyboards are mushy, they bottom out very fast, and they just terrible keyboard, right? But this one, you know, I see myself getting used to it. We'll see. All right, so let's go ahead and power it on. Okay, there's an overdrive button here that you can press that can, you know, it can throttle up or it can overclock the device. And then the power button sits right next to it. And I'm very interested in seeing what the temps are like. So when I do my review, I'll definitely give you some benchmark scores as well as give you some feedback on my overall experience with the device, including the temps, letting you know if it throttles, etc. Because it's a very thin and light laptop. One thing I do appreciate it though is that battery that's in it is awesome. Now I also see some light bleed over here, some light bleed right there, a little bit of light bleed here, which is to be expected. Again, you know, my model from last year that I returned also had some light bleed. Doesn't really bother me that much, but for some people it may. But I just want to let you know at the bottom there's some light bleed. It booted up and we're presented here with the Windows 11 Pro startup screen. And the keyboard, you can see, defaulted to black, but I'm going to change that to a white or like a light blue, which I prefer. I think it's red because of the Ryzen processor inside. But also to note is this light bar right here. Don't even know if you can see it. Nice, cool little underglow. It's very muted, so it's not really bright, which I prefer. You can also turn this off. Maingear has an application loaded onto the OS that you can launch, and you can adjust a couple of things, including this light bar and the 4-zone RGB keyboard. All right, and that's that. But I'm really enamored by this. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and run some tests. The review will be up soon. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and stay tuned for more content. All right, share the video. Thank you. See you guys later. Peace.